And welcome to the No Show Sportscast. Face-off, kickoff, tip-off, first pitch. It's the No Show. I'm Matt Klein. The Canucks hosting the Vegas Golden Knights, not being able to get what they wanted out of that game on Thursday night. The Seattle Seahawks almost are able to take down the Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. the Dolphins of the NFC. Nikita Zadorov signing with the Vancouver Canucks as well. More NFL news as well, of course. I mean, my goodness, what a unexpected, homestand. That's what it's been, and not exactly sure what the Canucks are going to be able to make out of this because they had been so good, so consistent up until this point. And now we're seeing them, I don't know, are the Canucks back? Are we seeing them come back down to earth a little bit? We knew they weren't going to start the year 14-7. It was looking like a great start, a great stretch. But that unfortunate loss to Seattle at home, San Jose on the road, and then Colorado on the road, and now Vegas at home. So it's both ways. Both sides, we're seeing that it's a little bit difficult, and I don't even know. It's going to be okay because I think it's a lot better to start off hot, and as long as they're taking care of business against bad teams. But Vegas was also having a little bit of a struggle themselves. They weren't doing a whole lot. They weren't surprising many people. But at the same time, we got to know exactly how much better they're going to be. Like, are they going to be that dominant team? They struggled, losing to the Oilers, losing to the Flames, and losing to the Arizona Coyotes. So we knew that going in, they weren't going to be looking for 4 straight, that's for sure. Wanting 2 points. Wanting to make a statement, especially in the West. And I don't even know if that is the degree of making a statement in the West, but taking care of business against Vancouver. Because, honestly, it's pretty hard to beat Vancouver at home, I think. And they're going to struggle on the road. Maybe that's just going to be the case, but as long as they're that dominant team at home. But, it's still early. December has just started. So I would say it's just an extension of the beginning of the season. And once we get into the new year, things will be different. But anyhow, a new addition now. Look, going forward, obviously it's frustrating to see the Vegas loss, just because we expected that this was going to be a closer game. But now the Vancouver Canucks have Nikita Zadorov traded for a 2024 fifth and a 2026 third. So a lot of people wanted this guy. He's exactly who Tyler Myers was going to be, maybe. I don't know. I thought that this guy is, he is going to be the next Tyler Myers. Tyler Myers had that offensive polish. He doesn't have the strength element or the size element, and that's who Zadorov is. He's like a Keandre Miller. He's like a big body who is going to make a difference physically. The Vancouver Canucks do not need him to be on the power play or to do any of those offensive things. But if he can skate the puck up the ice, that's totally fine. That's great. That is part of being a full circle defenseman in the National Hockey League. And I think he can do that. I think he can be that guy who's going to be a great defender and be physical and make guys not want to come near Thatcher. So, yeah, a little bit less offensive polish from Tyler Myers. Quinn Hughes is taking care of all the offense. I mean, he's the leading defensive scorer. I mean, him and Makar, they can joust about that in this meaningless November/December kind of mid-season awards or quarter season awards. That's just not the case. That's not important. Again, we got to look big picture here. It's easy to compartmentalize, say the Canucks are falling off, but that is not the sense. And that shouldn't be the sense. Of course, we can get distracted here, but hey, you've got the best defender in the league, top goal scorer, one of the top goaltenders. The Canucks are proving to be a top-tier team, and even if it means losing to Vegas and Colorado, they're going to have statement wins. They're not going to go the entire season without a statement win. And having a good record, taking care of the teams that are not going to be able to hold them off. That's why I've been saying all week, I feel like, even just, into last week. And looking at their schedule ahead, they have to beat Calgary on Saturday. Because Calgary is a team that the Canucks have to own this year to differentiate themselves. The Flames are who the Canucks were last year. And they're not going to be able to get anywhere or to change if they're going to play like the team that they were last year, which means they need to be able to beat Edmonton. They need to be able to beat Calgary. So because of that, they'll be in such a better situation because the Los Angeles Kings, I would say, are a little bit better than the Canucks. They are a little bit higher up just because they've been a lot more consistent. And they're good on the road as well. Like, they are clearly a better team because of the unit, I think, and the overall experience. Maybe not it's weird because, like, the bright lights aren't like projected on the Los Angeles Kings at all. They're just quietly going about their business and seeming to win every single way they can. So, Nikita Zadorov, a huge addition, second-line defenseman. I think it's going to be great. And that's a lot of good to look forward to there because the Canucks need that guy. And there's no way they're going backwards now. Adding Zadorov, they're going forwards. They are not going backwards. Please do not go backwards, okay? Like, that's all that I ask. If they're going to be a 500 team the rest of the way, I think they can make the playoffs. Or maybe a 550. I don't exactly know what that could be like, but it's still going to be interesting down the stretch. Statement win. Hey, okay. It's easy to, like, say that they need a statement win. Like, they have to beat Colorado or something. They have to beat Vegas or Dallas. No, they just have to just go into the Saddle Dome and win and send all those rabbits outside back into their burrows. Tell them that it's winter time, that we don't want to see you anymore. We're going to be owning Calgary this year. So do that, okay? Can you do that? I think the Canucks can do that. I think so. And that's not even saying something, but like I'm saying, it's these small steps. It's these small little statement wins because they need to be able to take care of those lower echelon teams. Lower, okay? They're lower. They are not on the Canucks level. The Canucks are just borderline LA Kings kind of level. The Seattle versus Dallas TNF was unbelievable. The flags in this game. This game would have been so much better if we didn't see the outpouring of flags, penalties every single play. The Cowboys had like 5 go for them, flags that just pushed them down the field. I mean, I wish I could have enjoyed it more. And like at the end of the first half there, Seattle had 3 scores. They had 3 touchdowns, but 2 of them were taken back because of all the flags that were out there that were just being just hammered out there. They must have had like the laundry service been going on because all the flags were green after the first half. Yeah. They were pouring it out so much. I mean, I could not believe it. It was like a good game, but I'm just like, how can I believe in anything that I'm seeing here? Like, honestly, how could I see a touchdown and think that it was real when I just felt like it was going to be called back? The delayed everything, all the emotions, it was like, the disconnect was there. The disconnect was real. It really was. And it was 28-21, and like Seattle had such a good chance to distance themselves even more than 28-21, but they couldn't. You know, the flags, they just moved Dallas up the field. And I mean, my goodness, I was waiting for like Mohammed to arrive because I definitely needed him to help me get through that rest of that game. And they were winning, but then that interception by Gino just didn't exactly help out either. So, because Dallas was able to crawl right back there, and they were able to score immediately, and they like Seattle just had that excellent offensive push, but they could not contain. They couldn't keep that going in the second half, and there's no way not against Dallas. But yeah, eventually Muhammad arrived, and we were able to watch the third and fourth quarter because I was just tough. I was just like, come on, like what are we doing here? Way too many flags. Let them play. And I couldn't believe the pettiness. There was a first down. It was like, I don't know, a 20-yard gain by Jake Ferguson, and just he was exchanging words with Jamal Adams. And I'm like, Jamal, like you do realize that they're in the red zone, right? So what are you doing? Trying to get a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, excessive roughing, whatever it was. Just don't. Like, why are these guys always compartmentalizing? Can't you just look and, like, we're going to lose, bro. We're going to lose if you keep acting like this and getting these unsportsmanlike flags called against you because they're not shying away from the flags, okay? I couldn't believe it. Like, come on, man. Just get your emotions in check. Dallas played pretty well, obviously, offensively. They're just looking great. No fading away from Dak. Dak did his thing. It was great. I enjoyed watching Geno. That first drive where they scored the touchdown, 73 yards to Metcalf. I was like, wow, like Seattle, this offense. I know it's just one throw and one catch, and I mean a touchdown. That was the first time that Dallas had been losing all season. They were leading every single game, every single quarter of every game at home up until this point. But that was a good check. I mean, a good checkpoint almost for Dallas, because now Dallas is going to think to themselves, we just played really well at home. Yes, we lost a lot of points, but we were able to win, and we didn't this wasn't a breeze here. We could have lost many times. They missed a field goal. They missed 2 fourth-down conversions. We have been slacking because we've been playing all these bad teams at home. So Dallas is just going to get better and better now. They still have an amazing point differential, obviously, but that was huge for Dallas. For Seattle, it's looking like, 6-6 now. That is tough. But good for the Vikings. Hey, the Vikings, I didn't even think about it until now, how much this helps the Vikings. So that's good. But I just could not believe that. I mean, you're not going to get a game like that from Charbonnet every game. You're not going to get a game like that from Metcalf every game. And, a lot of people want to make, there's a lot of suggestions. There's a lot of suggestions out there that you can just squeak by. You can just barely get into the playoffs. But I'm thinking to myself, shouldn't just good teams make the playoffs and bad teams not make the playoffs? Isn't that how it should be? You know? I don't think there's any reason to say, oh, man, I really hope this team just gets in. Well, if you didn't get in, then maybe you're just not a good team. And there's tiers of teams that make it into the playoffs anyways. And I was hoping that Seattle, if they were able to take down Dallas, that would have been huge for them, because that would have put Dallas on notice, and it would have put them looking and slated like a team that could actually compete. They could actually compete with the Eagles. They could actually compete with the 49ers after this. Yeah, they got their butts whooped. But they look like a team now that can compete with them because they took down the Dallas Cowboys. But they didn't. I still think, a lot of people were watching that game. A lot of them are thinking Seattle is a team that you got to watch out for. You got to watch out for them now. And you do. So Seattle, 6-6. That tells a whole story right there, because they've lost 3 straight. It's just losing streak from everybody now. Everybody. So Dallas, they're still an excellent team at home, obviously, but oh man, I cannot believe all that's going on. There's so much in the NFL, and Aaron Rodgers returns to football activities So a 21 day window. But I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is even going to be physically able to participate in whatever it is he can now do. Because the window, I mean, the odds, like, you got to go week by week here. But hey, Aaron Rodgers, it's been 80 days since his Achilles injury, and he wants to return. And Kevin Durant sat out 18 months before he played again. He played with the Nets in December of 2020, and I believe it was June in 2019, and then December in 2020. So that's 18 months, around 18 months, and Aaron Rodgers wants to return after 80 days. Okay, he doesn't want to return. Okay, 3 months then. Give him a little bit of time to practice. Like a little bit of time to practice? Because you feel all right? We're just throwing away everything that we've done, and for nothing. For a Jets team that is going nowhere, that is going at a better rate projectedly, because they're going to go from having a Super Bowl contending team to looking at the draft lottery now, to seeing where they're going to rank so they can get a quarterback and prep him up for when Aaron Rodgers retires. So that Rodgers can play in 2024, and then you got Jaden Daniels, you got J.J. McCarthy, you got Bo Nix, you got somebody later on in the draft order you can groom them up, get them ready for 2025. So, hey, if we're talking about not compartmentalizing from Seattle, do the same. Look at this thing as a whole, New York, okay? Joe Douglas, please, my man, realize the asset that you have, and the window is very small, and it's already really small. But waiting to see almost if Rodgers is going to shut himself down, I just don't think he's not going to do that, okay? He's not going to do that. But anyway, hold it back, hold the phone, press stop, just slow down. Everything is going to be fine. And the NFL is going to continue on week 12. Are we on week 13 now? Week 13? Wow, 5 left after this. And I feel like the season just started, like we were just watching the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. Can you believe it? Here we are. Ain't it great? Ain't it different? On the No Show Sportscast.